When I was a QA manager, the big push for me was to automation because the company had a mobile application and it wasn't super complicated software. You certainly could make it complicated, just like everything else. You can make it complicated. We had one mobile application, and then every company in the world wants to go out and say, well, wow, we're thinking about you. We're customizing our software for you. So they would ask for constant little updates and new features and stuff that's like specific to their company. Right? And what people would ask for is that they would want their own branded customer experience through a mobile app. So we'd have to make a white label app for a specific customer. Mm-hmm. And when you make a white label app, it's pretty simple. I mean, you're just taking your core app and you're just spinning off a copy, basically. So it's all the exact same code as your core app, but maybe it's got a few different features. I remember like authentication was a little bit different for every company. Some companies didn't want any authentication. Some companies wanted full-blown, username, password, or whatever. Some companies wanted it to be integrated into their authentication in-house. There was a few things that were different in the mobile apps that had to be actually coded for it to work. So when we created white label apps, you basically ran into a situation where we went from having one app, I say one app, but actually it's Android, iOS, so it's one core app is actually two apps.
Yeah.
I remember we went from like 5 or 10 apps in 1 year to like 50. When we roll out a minor change to the core code, it's impossible to test 50 apps. Impossible. Within manual testing, impossible.
Oh, manual, yeah.
Yes, manual testing. And all of the white label apps, you had to know what their little customizations were in order to properly roll that. And if you really wanted to test everything, if you're going back to like the development best practices of everything is automated, automation as much as possible, that minor stuff that you're like, oh, my app should do X, Y, and Z all the time, that stuff should be automated. So we had to go through a period where I, as like a little mini product owner in-house, who only serviced in-house teams, I was like, I need automation for this, and I need to bring on a QA engineer to build up on an automated framework. So whenever your repo builds and deploys through Jenkins, I think it was Jenkins at the time, I can't remember, and deploys through Jenkins and deploys the new APKs or whatever for the applications, it pulls them down and pulls them into the automation, runs it on a simulator, runs through the automated tests, and then spits out a report at the end. And I, the QA manager, can come in, Friday morning or whatever, and I'll see that, green,
right.
That one build is red. Why is that one build red? And we can have a discussion with the development manager or whatever, my other peers in the organization to figure out what we needed to, because otherwise, like 50 applications, get out of here. There was no way to deal with that with the old method of the Gantt chart of like, we'll release a new application here and we'll do all the testing here and then whatever here, because they all needed maintenance. They weren't projects, they were products, and those products needed to be maintained forever.